Alright, we are live supposedly. Let's see here. Is that true? Are we live? Let's find out here. Here. Can I go to my channel? There we go. Go to my channel. We are live. Let's see how it looks. Turn sideways. There you go. Top chat. Hey, Viper, how you doing, man? Yes, I love this chair, man. My wife hates her chair. And, yeah, it's one of those things where I gotta, let's turn this off. I gotta try to be like you and, you know, have the chat correct and everything. Alright, let's see if I can share this out on Twitter. Get some people in here. It got to the point where it was at 20 minutes, I want to say, my video for tomorrow. And yeah, I couldn't make people sit through 20 minutes of me ranting and raving, so I just figured might as well do a live stream and do it that way and make it easier. Alright, so we go here, share, Twitter, just finishing editing a video. Nice, man. Is yours going up to today? Or tomorrow? Is that for tomorrow? Yeah, it is a lot of ranting. What do I want to put here? Come join us in the live stream. Talk about. Alright. Tweet it out. Alright. Alright, I'll get this, put this over here so it's out of your guys' face. If I can. So I bet I can keep. Yeah, awesome. Going tonight. I can't wait. I will. When, you know what time? What time are you posting that to go live? There's a bit of a delay. Not bad though. Does it sound alright? It doesn't sound too bad. I'm using my Yi action camera, the 4K one that you can actually do live stream straight from it, and it's pretty awesome because honestly, my other option is the old Microsoft webcam that I had probably back in college or earlier. So this is much better quality, but it makes it a lot more difficult because I can't just set it up through YouTube. You have to go through their app, and it's a lot more difficult to deal with, but you know, oh well, it is what it is, and I'll fix it on the back end, I guess. So we got 2 people watching. Alright, what I want to talk about tonight is the Amazon Alexa, we'll call it the controversy, I guess is what I called it, next couple hours. Alright, good. Well, I'll make sure we're good and ready to be ready for your video when it goes live. And I'm going to twiddle with this with my hand because that's what I do. I fidget. Not a fidget spinner person. That kind of stuff, just fidgeting. But I want to talk about that, and it kind of got off on topic when I was editing and filming, about more than it. I mean, it's more than just Amazon Alexa or Echo. I guess now I can say Alexa, which if you've got an Alexa, people, I'm sorry. I'm going to say it because it's annoying to have to try to remember not to say it. But the idea, I don't know, there's a lot of things that are really wrong with it, and it goes deeper than just this specific issue, and we'll get into that here tonight. Let me make sure I got everything off. That's off. Make sure my bandwidth isn't getting eaten up by all my smart home stuff. And that's off. Alright. Alright, well, with just you and me, Viper, then I guess we'll just do it that way. Alright. Let's start. Hey guys, Josh here from Gross Technology, trying to make smart home technology simple and easy to understand, use, and really enjoy in your house. And today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to talk about the Amazon Echoes and how the big controversy that just happened last week up in Portland, Oregon, about a policy issue of your privacy. What happened, we'll start it from the beginning. So what happened was husband and wife were in their house talking supposedly about what floors they want in their house and just random things, you know, just talking. All of a sudden they get a phone call from one of his employees. Now he runs a company that people live, I don't know what the name of the company is or anything, but he has a contact in Seattle, Washington. Ooh, that's going to need to go down. And so what happened was they got a phone call from him, and he basically just started the conversation by saying, hey, your devices are being hacked. Turn and unplug all of your Amazon Echoes. Well, you can imagine this was quite a shock, and so they, why do I need to do this? How do you know anything about it? And he said that because it just sent me audio files of your conversations that you were just having. Yeah, sure, I'm sure you were. And he proved it by saying, yeah, you guys were sitting and talking about the flooring that you want to put in your living room. Wait, what? You heard it. Amazon Alexa had recorded their conversation and sent it to this contact. Luckily, the contact was nice enough to say, hey, you better do something about it. So they have 7 devices, 7 Echoes around in their home. And she said that one of them is sitting next to her and her husband as they were talking. And I kid you not, she unplugs them all, calls up Amazon, and basically says, hey, this just happened. What in the world just was going on and everything? And this is where the problem happens. Yes, it was a problem before, but this is where Amazon starts making the biggest mistakes. So she contacts Amazon and tells them about the issue, and she gets finally to an engineer. And where the engineer basically says, sorry, can't do anything about it. It thought you were saying Alexa, and it thought you were doing this stuff, and it sent it. So I'm sorry that it happened, but there's nothing we can do. You've got to be kidding me. This is like Apple saying, yeah, I know you just bought the $5,000 iMac, but we can't fix it because we don't have the parts. We don't know how to support our own devices. But later on, it became a huge, big news story. And what I want to tell you about, and what really burnt my gears, I guess, this is Amazon's response here. So Amazon finally replied to the lady, called her back, and says this. Amazon takes privacy very seriously. We investigated what happened and determined this was an extreme rare occurrence. We are taking steps to avoid this from happening in the future. Well, in the first place, it shouldn't have happened at all. Not at all. Not like, oh no, this is an extreme rare occurrence. I don't care if it's a rare occurrence, but if it occurs once, that's too many. This is talking about your privacy at your home. And this is where I got into a little too much ranting and raving, but the idea of this, pause this controversy thing. I set up smart home stuff on the side for family, for friends, for people that want me to. And have a friend that has 2 Echo spots. The little round, they look like an alarm clock, has a screen and a camera and everything. Pretty cool looking. He has one in his kitchen and one in their bedroom. And so I was over there and thought, hey, well, why not try and see what this is all about and see how well it works and stuff. And so I was playing around with them, and then it asked, do I want to enable drop-in? I was like, hey, this is where you can call the other one. I mean, granted, you're in the same house. It's a big house, but you're in the same house, so why did you need it? Not really, but do you want to enable that? Yeah, sure, let's try it. Enable it. Says you're good to go. I just need to know the name of that device, so I say, hey, drop in on the kitchen. To my surprise, it just drops in, and all of a sudden I'm seeing the video feed from the kitchen. Okay, well that's odd. Shouldn't at least I be able to have to accept or deny, or it beeps or says, hey, you're connecting, or nothing. It didn't do anything. So I was like, well, alright, well maybe I wasn't in the kitchen. So hey, how about you send it my way, see if it does it so I can see it for myself. I looking on the little screen, and it shows blurred first, and then all of a sudden it's a clear picture. Not once did the Echo say, hey, you're getting a call. Not once did it ask, hey, do you want to accept this? Not once did it continue to let you know that somebody is dropping in. Now, further in when I start digging around and looking for stuff, in settings you're able to enable some of those things and make it more secure. But just default, that's not there. That's a big deal. I don't know about you, but to me that's a big issue. The idea that anybody that I allow, granted I have to allow them to drop in, but they can drop in at any moment, any time, and it's not going to tell me that they're dropping in. It's not, I'm just going to be, hey, Josh, hey, somebody's here. That's an issue, especially if you have stuff in your bedroom or places that you don't really want people dropping in randomly. That really, I don't like Amazon Alexa. Not a big fan. And that kind of just sealed the coffin for me on that whole thing. But getting back to the actual controversy issue thing, basically what they said is they figured out why it all happened. And here again, I will read you exactly what Amazon sent to this lady to tell her why the whole issue happened. Echo woke up due to a word in a background conversation sounding like Alexa. Well, alright, yeah, I'll give you that. I know from my own experience, as we're talking, as the TV's going, I will hear the Google Home just do that bleep, that ding to let you know, hey, it's listening. What question do you want? I'll give you that. And with Alexa, is all you have to say. Any word that starts with A probably sets it off easily. So, okay, I'll give you that. Then the subsequent conversation was heard as a send message request. How? At which point Alexa said out loud, mind you, she said that this Echo device is sitting right next to her and her husband in the living room while they're doing this conversation. Amazon is saying it said this out loud. To whom? At which point the background conversation was interpreted as a name in the customer's contact list. Alexa then asked out loud, contact name, right? Like, is this the person you're wanting me to send it to? Alexa then interpreted background conversation as right. As unlikely as this string of events is, we are evaluating options to make this case even less likely. There's 6 points of stopping this issue, and yet you're saying that it matched every single one and went through and sent it? Like, okay, we already said that it just woke up because it thought it heard Alexa. Okay, we'll give you that one. 1. 2, it hears it as a send message request. I have an issue with that one. 3. It says it out loud. To whom would you like to send this to? Well, I'm pretty sure if they're living in the same room, sitting in the same room, with the device right next to them, they would hear it. Even if they're yelling and screaming, I'm pretty sure. And she said it was at volume level 7. So it wasn't like it was so low you couldn't hear it. At which point the background conversation was interpreted as the name in the customer's contact list. Do you understand how stupid this is? That you're saying that my conversation with my wife somehow sounded like mother or let me rephrase that. This is somebody on on the guy's contact list that works for him. So you know it's not mom, dad, your mother-in-law, son, husband, wife. Those quick little names are not going to be used for his contact. It's going to be like John Smith, Freddie Jones. And you're telling me that conversation they were having sounded like somebody's name that just happened to be in his contact list? That's ridiculous. I don't understand where you guys think that this is fine. The next thing is that asked, is that the right person? It said the guy's name. Is this correct? And it interprets it as saying, yes, that's correct. You've got to be kidding me, Amazon. Either A, your device is so screwed up that you have no idea what's going on and it's just picking anything up and throwing it wherever it goes, or you know what you're doing. And we joke all around about the whole, is it listening, your Google Home. And don't get me wrong, this is an issue with Amazon, but this could easily be with Apple, like everything else with Apple, or with Google. It just so happens that no cases have been made for Google and Apple, so they're still under the radar, I guess. But the fact of the matter is, that's a privacy issue. And you're going to, have your engineers, when she calls, just say, sorry, there's nothing we can do. And then you're going to make up a story, because this is the only way it could happen, is it wakes up, it hears the wake up word, send request, contact name, confirmation. You basically looked at your wiki and said, how could this happen? Well, it must have done all these things. Well, either A, your microphones and your echoes suck, or this is ridiculous, and you're just making up a answer to say to cover yourself, to be able to say, no, it's not our fault. Come on, this is huge, because not only is this a privacy issue, but you've just opened up a can of worms that now all your people don't trust you. Because I can guarantee you, anybody that has read or has an Amazon Echo that has heard this story, unplugged their Amazon Echoes. They don't trust them anymore. And so now you've got to fix the issue, and you've got to earn their trust back. That's a big deal. Hey, Zach, welcome to the stream. I'm live. Ta-da! I'm trying to just finish, but let me read all these here. So Viper's getting his video up in a couple hours, which is awesome. Zach's here. Hey. Yes. Oh, your new Zach Tech says, love the new logo to Viper. Man, Viper, I'm seriously, that logo is amazing. It looks sick. I like it. It's going to be awesome. Zach Tech says, Amazon Echo seems to have a lot of weird issues and quirks. The laughing thing and now this. Exactly. I really think, just like Apple, okay, and I don't really want to get into that because you guys all did all that, but first it starts with bend gate, then it goes to the display up in the corners, not touching, ghosting. Then we send you an update that, oh, by the way, it ruins your battery and now you have to come pay us to replace your battery, even though your battery was fine and, oh, we were just doing it to be nice and helpful for you. And then it comes out that they lied about the whole knowing about Bendgate and charging people and stealing their money because they knew about it and because it happened. And it all comes... These companies are ridiculous. Apple, Amazon, I'm sure Google, I'm sure Samsung, all these companies don't care about us. They honestly, I really don't think they care one penny of us. As long as you buy the thing, and if you don't buy it, they've got thousands of other people that are going to go out and buy it. So it doesn't matter to them whether you care or not. But I can tell you one thing, if people stop buying, people don't like the notch. People stop buying the iPhone X, 10, whatever you want to call it. Apple heard that. You affect their pocketbook, Apple hears it. Do you want to stop having these issues where companies don't care about you? Don't care if they give you a device that is going to die in 3 months? All they want their money. Then we have to do something about it. We have to hold them accountable for it. And honestly, this whole thing with Amazon copping out and saying, basically copying and pasting their wiki page of how a send message request happens, copying that and sending it to this woman and saying this is how it happened, is just downright cop-out. It's baloney. That's not... If that's actually what happened, you need to fix your devices and you need to do it now. And you've got to go back and tell all your customers how to fix this on the old devices. Because I can tell you, since it's a part of the smart home technology sphere, yes, you've got the lights, Philips Hue, LifeX, you've got smart switches, you've got outlets, you've got all these tons of other things that have nothing to do with the voice-activated speakers, be that Google Home or Echoes or HomePod. None of those matter necessarily based off of those devices. You can still have a Philips Hue light and use it and everything without having a Google Home. But the point of the Google Home or the Amazon Echoes or the HomePod is to be like the centerpiece. And while, yes, this is the centerpieces and you have a bunch of accessories that can connect to it and you can use those without that centerpiece, all of a sudden now I've got 50 apps on my phone and I wish I could just say, hey, somebody, turn the lights off. now you've destroyed and opened up a can of worms for that hub, the Echo, the Home Pod, the Google Home. That's the brain right there. And like I said, you can have them without those voice-activated speakers, but to have the voice-activated speaker is the central spot which you then stem off from. And if you can't sell those accessories all of a sudden start vanishing away. And they don't become as important because, yeah, I could have LifeX bulbs that can change colors, but man, I gotta go through my phone and forget it. I'm just not gonna have them. You just opened up an ability to destroy what smart home technology is all about, what home automation is all about. And unless you fix this, people are going to stop buying them. I can guarantee you the older generation, the people that were kind of skeptical in the first place about getting them, and then, oh, okay, I guess everything's all right. And now this happens, forget it. Kiss them goodbye. Your people that worry about privacy, big time privacy right now, this is an issue. And I don't understand. Apple is all in the news. Amazon, this issue is not even known. That's some companies have picked up on it and wrote in one or two blog posts about it, articles. That's it. It's not as big as it needs to be, and that's why they're not going to do anything about it. Alright, so let's see here. Viper, hey, thanks Zach and Josh. Yeah, dude, that thing is, like I said, that logo is sick. Man, I'm telling you, it's, and the sharpness of it, it's perfect. It worked perfect for you. Zach Talk Text says, sorry I wasn't on earlier. I was in a meeting, but I need to go again. Can't have this playing while driving. I'll catch you guys on Twitter tonight. No problem, Zach. I thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep on going. Don't worry. I got all night. I just got to go to work, unfortunately. I enjoyed your stream, Viper, but even not having work today, staying up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning was a little late for me. But I don't understand how these companies are getting away. And no, let me rephrase. I do understand, because nobody's trying to keep them accountable for it. Nobody cares until somebody sues the company, and all of a sudden all this stuff comes out. Oh, yeah, by the way, we did know about that stuff. This is a big trust issue, and I honestly think that if we don't get this fixed, sales of smart home technology in a whole is going to be going down. I mean, it was literally a straight spike straight up on the graph, but you hit this and all of a sudden, well, I'm not really sure. That's right, Viper. They don't care. And I don't understand why they don't, because we, just like a service industry, a service company survives solely on the fact that it has people to service. And once you get to the point where a company says, I'm a service company, but I don't care about you, I don't like you, I'm going to do what I want to do, whether it helps anybody or not, that company's going to go. And I don't understand why. Okay, with Apple, you've got fanboys and sheep and whatever that are always going to buy Apple stuff, whether it's junk or not, whether it's going to break or work or, whatever. They'll always have the fan base. But something new like smart home technology it's so new. You can't just throw it away like this. And I'm telling you, I've seen some videos on a guy that he's got a Google Home or a Alexa or one of the smart speakers in his office, and he has it plugged in, and he talks about, I'm looking for, I don't know, I think it was like a type of bottled water. Aquafina. I'd like to buy Aquafina. And he's just talking out loud to the camera, not to it. It's not activated, nothing. Just talking about what he'd like to buy. And then he goes on to his computer and starts searching. Not for what he's wanting, just goes to like CNN or Facebook or, you know, the websites that have ads on the side. And all of a sudden, ads start popping up for Aquafina. And over here is some bottled water and some other types of bottled water. Well, that's awful fishy. I've never searched for Aquafina before, and now I have all these ads because I've talked about it. So then he goes later and he live streams and has it off and does the exact kind of same thing. He talks about some product. And then he goes and he searches on CNN and the same sites, by the way. He goes to the same places to look and see what the ads are. And they don't have anything. Because he's disabled or unplugged that device. So we know when these devices were introduced and said they're only going to listen for that wake word. Well, come on. If a microphone's on for listening for a specific word, it's always going to be on then. It's listening and hearing everything you say. So we knew there had to be something, but all the companies promised and said, no. Your privacy is very important to us, and it is nothing. We're not hearing anything. Ding, 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 special report. Your privacy means nothing to Apple, or, not Apple, Amazon, because we just recorded everything you said and sent it to some random person. Why? It has no meaning or use for anything, but hey, El Jefe's in the house. Hey, man. Welcome to the live stream. We're just ranting and raving about Amazon Alexa and how they basically lied and told their lost trust from all their customers, really, with this whole last issue. Viper says, happens to me, but usually when I do Google search for something. Yeah, well, it's Google. It's kind of like the big man. He's listening. He's always listening. And rightly so. I get the whole ad thing. While I get that it's listening and it's always hearing me and recording me, or maybe it has certain key words or key phrases that it's listening for, like brand names and stuff like that, so then it puts those brand items in front of me when I'm looking online. I get that, because that's how they can make money. But to take that a step further from ad revenue, basically, to getting into, I'm sending messages to other people. By the way, if this lady and her husband, if this contact that they had, it could have sent it to somebody totally different. It could have just heard a different name, and that person could have never called them and let them know. Still an issue, but then we wouldn't hear about it. They wouldn't know, because they didn't even know the message was sent. But yet Amazon says, oh yeah, it must have heard, and it says out loud these things. Well, then why was it not heard out loud? So either she and her husband are lying about the whole thing, which I'm not really feeling like they're lying about this. This is, I mean, if I had somebody call, if Viper called me up and said, hey buddy, your entire night of conversations with your wife just got sent to me. Whoa, time out. This is a big policy issue. This is my privacy. This is my house. If you want to record me and send it to whomever when I'm on the live stream or out in public, that's one thing. But that's my option. I click the button. I go outside. But in my house, in my own privacy, you get out. This is ridiculous. El Jefe says, I heard that. I keep that smart speaker unplugged, but I know my phone is listening. You know, that's interesting. Do your phone? I don't know if your smartphones listen. I know Siri has the ability to have a wake word basically still. Mr. Steve Boots, give a shout out to the best brother-in-law a guy could have. Come on, do it. All right, hi. Steve Boots down in the comments is my brother-in-law. Make sure you say hi. He also has a Google Home Mini, has a Nest thermostat, and his kids basically use his Google Home Mini to find out what the score of the Cubs game is, or what the weather, or what sound a rhino makes, because that's one of the cool things. And this is why it's an issue, because these devices open up a wide world of opportunities and abilities that weren't available. I mean, to be able to, and you've seen videos of doing recipes, of doing, like I said, storytelling to kids, timer, all this stuff with your voice and everything you can do. It's amazing what they can do, but there has to be a limit on, alright, these devices are awesome, like your computer. Your computer's awesome to have, and the internet's awesome to have, but there's got to be a regulation in there that says, whoa, okay, you can do this stuff, but this is crossing the line. Listening to what I say, recording it, and sending it to a random person, you crossed it. That's too far. El Jefe says, I tested it by talking about needing baby formula. This is what, I saw a video like this. Needing baby formula for 2 days with no web searches. Also, we don't have kids. Oh, well, that's interesting. A couple days later, I started seeing ads for baby formula on Facebook. This is what I'm saying. And do I have an issue with ad-wise? Because, I mean, they do that already. Google caches your searches. Amazon caches what you search on for. And then they're all interlinked. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google searches, all the different CNN, all the news networks. Anywhere that has an ad is all basically paying for knowing your data. There's companies out there that sell, I don't have one, a router. All right, if I have a company, say I have McDonald's, I want to offer free Wi-Fi to my customers. Well, there's a company that will install, I only pay, I don't remember what it is, I pay a fee to have them come in, install their router, have internet for my guests, and what do I get in return? Every time when you go into McDonald's, I don't know if you guys know this, you might have noticed, when you go to McDonald's, when you go to Panera, when you go to Starbucks and you connect to their Wi-Fi, you have to accept something first. If you've ever read what you accept, you're accepting that and what they try to say is it's public data. Any information that is readily available can be used for research, for advertising, for data keeping. So if you go to Panera, you log on to their Wi-Fi, you say yes, go ahead, because nobody ever reads it, because I just want internet. And then I get on Facebook, and I'm doing this, and I get on Twitter, and I get on YouTube, and I search whatever. All that stuff is being logged, and then is being sold to advertisers. And then that's how you get the ads. So do I have really an issue with the fact that they collect data and put it in front of you to help? Because, I mean, I understand. The idea of it is to make money, yes, but it's also, hey, if I was searching for baby formula, or I was talking about baby formula, but most likely I'm looking for baby formula, and hey, here's an ad that get a coupon for baby formula. Oh, hey, awesome. That kind of stuff, I don't, don't necessarily have a total issue. It's depending, I guess, how far is it going to go? How far are we recording and data collecting and everything from what I'm saying? Are we only doing products, or are we doing things you like to do, things you like to think about? Oh, hey, he yells and screams a lot, so let's put up an ad for stress management. Okay, now we're getting a little too far into this. We don't want to be available everything I say and how I say it and what I say, and this is one of the things I had an issue with. Okay, you have cameras in your home. I have those Waze cams. I love them. I have one in my son's room, one outside. But the fact of the matter is, you got speakers, you got cameras in your house, you got your phone listening in. What happens when it gets to the point where all of a sudden you get a knock on your door and it's the Child Protective Services coming in because, sorry, we found out that you were yelling at your kid in your own home, disciplining your child. Wait, whoa. This is my home. This is my privacy here. That kind of stuff should not be just sold here and there and given out. That's where this whole thing is going to become a big issue. El Jefe says, tried it after I saw about a video about it months ago. Individual apps with microphone access are listening. Interesting. Steve says, over my head. Keep up the good work. I'll call you when I have questions. That's what we have you and the family for. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm glad that I'm useful to the family, and that's why I got married into it, I guess. But that's right. I didn't know there were... So, El Jefe, you know there's some apps, I guess. That's interesting. I know that there's some apps that, you know, they at least, and here's my thing, there's apps and companies and products that at least ask or say, hey, and they request, can I have access to? Like when you try to go live on YouTube, can I have access to your camera? Yes. Okay, hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, as long as you're telling me what you're wanting from me. But when you do it behind my back, when you do it without anybody knowing, that's when it becomes a security problem. Because here's the next problem. Okay, so this is just for Amazon, for ad revenue, for being able to sell stuff, for Google to be able to advertise more things for you. Well, what happens when you put a knockoff smart bulb in your home that has not really that great security? Did you realize that that is now the weakest point of your Wi-Fi security in your home? And now somebody can tunnel through, not trying to get through to your Google Home with all the data and everything attached to it that it has and logs, or your Amazon Echo that logs everything. They're not trying to get directly to that. They now have a back door into your entire system through your smart bulb. And that's where this stem of issue, I mean, it's like playing Jenga. You pull one out, the whole thing's going to fall apart. If these devices are listening and recording everything you talk about, and then missing what you're even saying, and then just sending things to people, we've got a big can of worms that we're opening up, and we're going to have a big issue with it. I really think that's something that is, like I said before, it's going to be an issue when all of a sudden people stop buying voice-activated speakers, Google Home, HomePod, Alexa, those devices, because I don't want that in my house, because I don't want it hearing it or anything. But I can still buy a Philips Hue bulb, I can still buy a smart switch, I can get an outlet, I can do, I can still use all the accessories, but now all of a sudden, man, it's not that easy. Now I've got to have, like I said, 50 apps on my phone. I got to have the Philips Hue app, the LifeX app, the Smart Things Hub app, the Kaya Smart, the Smart Home. I got to have 50 apps on my phone, and now all of a sudden it's like, you know what? Forget it. I don't want all these. Yeah, it would be cool if I could do it all, but now it's just a hassle. Like the idea of having smart bulbs that you don't have a light switch for, so you have to use your phone or your voice to do it, and all you want to do is just turn the lights on. Now I've got to find where in the world my phone is, and I'm not buying smart speakers because I don't want to deal with them recording stuff. Or, hey, guess what? Now ecobee has a smart a smart light switch that has Amazon Echo built into it. Oh, now we've got microphones in not just the voice-activated speaker, but now other peripherals. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very interesting thing, and I really think that it's totally underrated. You got the whole Apple Bengate lying, stealing thing that's in the news and huge and blowing up and all over YouTube. Search for this Amazon issue. Search, go ahead, look, open up a new tab, go to YouTube, look, try to find a bunch of videos about people saying, hey, this is a problem. It's nobody's doing it. And I don't understand why all of a sudden, yes, Apple's huge and this is a big deal, but this is a big deal too. This is your privacy. And Amazon just blowing it off and basically saying, yeah, it's just misheard you. Sorry. And she, the woman of the couple, the wife, basically told Amazon, I want my money back. I've got 7 of these Echo devices around my home. Please take them back. I don't want them. She's done with smart home stuff. You just ruined and destroyed the smart home industry because it's so new. When you have somebody that's that involved, 7 devices in their house, 7 Echoes alone, that's a lot of Echoes. Maybe it's a big house, but that's a lot of Echoes in your home. And to just throw it all away because I'm not dealing with privacy issues. That's a big deal. Hey, Zach's back. Okay, off the road, I can watch a bit. El Jefe says, this is very true. Time for me to go. I'll catch you guys later. Alright, see ya. Thanks for joining us. It was fun having you here. So, I don't know. I just think this is something that is going to be very difficult for Amazon to fix. Not necessarily hardware-wise, because it might just be a software update to be able to control it. Which, by the way, I don't have it down there yet. But after I'm done with the live stream, I'm going to have down in the description a link that will take you to how you can actually disable the voice recording portion of your Amazon Echoes. And by the way, it's really interesting that they really don't want you to have to do this, because they make it very difficult to have to navigate through the settings to be able to do this. And it's I don't know, it's just ridiculous that it's not being handled and they're not being held accountable for it. And I don't understand why they're not. We hear about privacy issues all over the place and it becoming a huge deal, and yet this one we're just letting Amazon go because they're Amazon and because, oh well, the thing just heard wrong. I find that's a really cop-out. I find like that's the uh-oh, we got caught kind of lie. And like I said earlier, yeah, they might be able to hardware or software fix this, but you lost a lot of trust with people. And not even just your own device. I mean, you lost trust. Now people with Google Homes are going, does mine do that? I don't know. I don't want mine to do that. One thing I know, Smarter Home Life channel has his devices on These. Whoops, sorry. These. He has his on smart switches. Light switch, not light switches, outlets. Smart outlets. So he has his Amazon Echo plugged into one of these and it is off. Basically, you turn it off when he goes to bed or when he is gone or when he doesn't want it on. But man, that's such a hassle. So you're telling me I have to basically unplug my device just so I can not have to worry about it listening to me? I feel like that's, I don't know, I feel like that's too much. Why would I want it then? If I've got to do all these things, just like, okay, the smart lights, I said it before. If there's not a light switch in your house, for my living room, I've got a fan that doesn't have a light switch. You have to use the little pull tabs to turn the light on, turn the fan on. So put smart lights in there. Hey, that's nice and easy. Now I can just use my voice. I can just do my phone. But where's my phone? And now I don't have a Google Home because I've worried about policy stuff, so I've gotten rid of that. All of a sudden now it's like, if I just had a light switch, this would be so much easier. I heard somebody say that a good smart home technology piece, device, whatever, is only good if it's better than the dumb version. If turning a light on requires me to find my phone or to voice activate it if I have that ability, instead of just pushing a button on the wall, flipping a light switch, it's not better. There's no reason why I should have to do more things to use and to have a smart home device than having a non-smart home device. That's the point of having a smart home device. I've got a video coming up about I installed a motion sensor in here just because this is where I have my smart light switch. To where I walk in the room, I've got two entrances and there's only one switch. So you walk in from either side, it senses you, turns on the lights. That's helpful. That's supposed to make it more useful to have. Now, if it's more difficult for me to have to turn the lights on, then if I've got to do jumping jacks for it to motion sense me, then why don't I just walk over and turn the light on? That's where we're getting to, is these devices have to make life easier and have to be secure. So I think it's something that needs to be brought more to the attention of the public. I think it's something that Amazon needs to go back to the drawing board and figure out what is going on. And they already may know what's going on. They may know that we're just recording everything and oopsie, we just got caught. That maybe this device was defective and it did hear the wrong things and it sent it, but hey, we just got found out that we are actually recording everything. Oopsie. And that's kind of like Apple. Apple, with this whole lawsuit about Bengate, all of a sudden we didn't know that they knew about it until the court happened, and all of a sudden, oh, oops, yeah, we did know about it. I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen with this, is they got caught for something that may not have been their fault. It may have just been a simple, the dumb device heard wrong. Because let me tell you, those things they're smart speakers, but they're dumb. They can't do a lot of things. You ask it something, I don't know how to do that. And it's just ridiculous. But the fact of it is, that issue has now just opened up. Wait a minute, you record what I say and send it into the cloud all the time? And wait a minute, now that I called you and said, hey, I'm having this issue, you have the ability as the company, Amazon, I call Amazon and say I'm having this issue, they have the ability to go through and look at everything and hear and play back all those recordings? Wow. are you recording everything? Why are you collecting all this data? Why are you... Okay, wow, now we just opened door number 2 that led to door number 8. And now we've got an entire warehouse of issues that we've got to deal with. And that's why I think this is something that needs to be taken care of now and soon and quickly and done right. Instead of just brushing it under the rug and saying it was a device that was defective. And this is a rare occasion. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, and I don't think that just letting it go is going to solve anything. And I really wish, and I really hope that Amazon does something more about this than just what they've done. I mean, she had a twist. She had to get the news channel that was in her city, I believe, is who she had the interview with, and that's where it all came out with. News channel 712. I don't remember. 7. Fox 7, I guess. I don't know. I grew up with Fox 8, so 7 is weird. But the news channel is the one that contacted Amazon. She was trying to get everything done, but Amazon didn't care. Amazon basically said, sorry, it goofed up. But the news station actually put the pressure on and said, hey, whoa, what are you going to do about this? And then she said, hey, I'd like to send these back because I don't want these. And rightfully so, I wouldn't want, if I had something like that happen, I understand. She doesn't want to deal with it anymore. She get all this stuff out. Give me my money back. That's the least that I'm asking for. And they wouldn't do it until they got pressured and twisted arm from a news channel that was going to make it go worse. And then they reluctantly say, okay, well, if you ship it, if you pay for the shipment to give it back, send it back to us, then we'll refund you the money that you paid for those devices. I'm telling you, these companies don't care. They don't care one bit about you or I. And that's irritating. I mean, we're the reasons why they create the things that they do, and yet they don't care about who they're making it for. If I didn't want to buy it, then I don't need to buy it. And then all of a sudden, you don't need to make whatever product you're making. So that's why we need to start stepping up and standing up for what's right and start holding these companies accountable so that their pocketbook gets affected. And then all of a sudden, okay, well, maybe we did make a bad choice. Now, granted, they're doing it because you changed their pocketbook and not because they knew what was right and what was wrong. Just like the HomePod. HomePod flopped. And I said it before in an earlier video. It was a flop. Sorry. It's not what it was designed to be. And don't give me, it was designed to be a music player. No, he said when it was first announced it was coming out, this was going to be the home hub, smart home hub for the future. This is Apple's Siri and all that. And then all of a sudden it comes out, well, I mean, it's not really going to be a home hub. It's more about playing music. But anyways, the sales were horrible of it. Alone, 600,000 I think is what they ended up selling of them. And now they're like, oh, that didn't work. Maybe if we make it cheaper, because everybody was complaining how expensive it was. We'll make a smaller, cheaper version of it. You affected their pocketbook, they make changes. iPhone 10, nobody liked the notch. People didn't, it wasn't as great of selling as Apple wanted it to, so now we're getting a bunch of new phones coming out that are cheaper. The only thing these companies understand and really make any kind of contact between the consumer and them is the money. And if we stop with the money, they make changes. And sadly, we've got to do something about this privacy issue. And it's not just Amazon, it's with a lot of these different devices. they're so easily hackable. They're so easily dealt with where I'm recording everything. Somebody else can log in. I can record all your video. Those privacy issues are something very concerning to people, and it needs to be concerning to the point where we stop buying the things. Don't just continue to buy it even though you don't want to. That's the only way I think we're going to be able to do anything about these companies. So, that's my rant. That's my thing. My whole issue with this Amazon Echo controversy and how it is so underrated and so not getting the publicity that it needs to be getting. And I really think that if it did, Amazon would change and do something differently about how they respond to the issue, instead of just saying, well, it's just happened. Sorry, it's a rare occurrence. They would do something about it. They would change something because, oh, well, now everybody's watching. Now we gotta do something. And that's why I made this. This is why I went live, because it was way too long of a talk and a rant, and needing to get some people out there to realize this is an issue and make this become a lot bigger of an issue, so that Amazon looks at it and goes, oh, okay, yeah, we do need to fix something. And hopefully other companies will follow suit. Google and Apple won't find themselves in the same news story about how their device recorded and sent something, and they're recording people's conversation and sending it. All that won't happen if we catch it now. Smart home life is such a new baby technology. And right now, if we don't make it and mold it to be exactly what it needs to be, then it's going to be a monster when it starts growing up. Or it's just going to go away because people aren't going to want to be a part of it. So we need to fix it now. We need to get these companies to worry about us as consumers now, so that way down the line they're not continuing this journey. I interviewed Dan, owner of Lightcam, I think. Now I don't remember. He was just like you and me. He is a consumer that wanted a product or a device that wasn't out on the market, so he decided to go make it. And one of his biggest things is he doesn't want to become a company that doesn't care about their customers. The whole point of his product is for the customer. And we need to get companies like that. So that's basically all I got. So we got an hour. Not too bad. So thanks again for watching. If anybody else got anything, let me know. If you need any more help, I don't care if it's smart home technology is what we do here, but as Steve has pointed out, I'm the family tech of anything. So let me know if you guys have any issues. If you guys want some help on, hey, I'd like to get into smart home stuff, I don't even know where to start, let me know. I'd be happy to help you. And I'm fidgeting now. I'd be happy to help you with getting into it, because I love it. I love what the options that you can have. You can have a Jetson home. Granted, you can't have Rosie running around here, but you can have doors that automatically open, alarms that automatically arm when you leave the house, or unarm or disarm when you come back, or cameras that motion sense that then tell you that, hey, there's somebody at your front door, or doorbells. There's so many things that this smart home technology sphere has in it, and has the ability to become, and it's amazing. It's expensive, but it is amazing. But it doesn't always have to be expensive. And that's part of what I love about smart home tech. That's what I love about different companies, is that there's expensive people, and then there's really not expensive people that are out there that can still help you get the same kind of thing. Like the Wisecam, whatever. $20 for a smart camera versus an Arlo, which is over hundreds. I mean, they do the same thing, both very good security-wise. Well, we'd like to have both markets. And that's the nice thing, is that there's something out there for everybody. And really, it's comes down to, first, if you're wanting to get into it, think of something that you want to automate. What do you do every single day that you wish that you just be like, man, if my coffee pot could just brew in the morning at this time every day without me having to do all that stuff, it can be done. We have that ability. Start with a problem or something you want to change and start there. Find the technology that fixes that. So let me know if there's something that you like, if there's something that you would like to see on the channel or explained, or if you want help, let me know. Honestly, I'd love to help you guys or girls any way I can. Alright, Viper. Nice rant, dude. Yeah, well, I guess. A little bit calmer than yours, but yeah, it's something that needs to be said, and like I said, totally underrated. It needs to be out there as much as the Apple Bengate issue is, because this is a huge issue. So, thank you again, Viper, for coming. Thanks, El Jefe and Zach Talks Tex and Steve Boots, brother-in-law. Surprised my mother didn't come in here. Always count on Mom. But again, thanks again. If you guys don't have anything else, I'm gonna call it a night. Let me know if there is anything you would like to talk about. It's up to you. Man, there's such a lag. Such a lag. Alright, well, we'll end it here. Made it an hour. Hey, that's not too bad. I didn't sweat totally to death, I don't think. So, alright, so thanks again for everybody for watching. My name's Josh with Gross Tech. If you need anything or if you have any questions, go ahead and put them down in the comments below. God bless you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode. See ya.